right, chat. Let me remind you guys how this goes. All right. This is the final matchup. All right. Goes to 8 minutes to start. Okay. If you guys want to add on time, it is 10 to add on a minute. 80 to solo judge. And if we don't get a solo judge, it goes to the chat poll, and the loser of the poll will lose their soul. Fighters, first off, congratulations on making it to the final matchup. All right. And thank you both for coming and putting out the work you did tonight. And good luck to the both of you. Let's get it.
So why should we not have Christian nationalism? Can you give me a
see what I'm saying? This is so weak. It's
No.
weak sauce, chat.
You can
I
say
gave him,
that.
I
You can
gave
say
him the
that.
fucking topic on the platter, and then he goes,
Why should
so
we
you
not?
tell me
Why
why
should we
we
not?
should do
It
Christian
was
nationalism.
based- so-
You're the affirmative motherfucker. I gave it to you on a
Why-
silver platter,
Okay,
and now this
okay.
weak
All right, here you go.
sauce. This
Are you gonna
fucking
shut up?
weak
You gonna
sauce.
shut up? You gonna shut up?
Unbelievable,
You gonna
chat.
shut
Okay,
up?
go
You
ahead,
gonna shut
go
up?
ahead.
You
I'll
gonna
give you
shut
a
up?
full minute. 1 minute, 20 seconds. I'll shut up till.
The United States was founded on Christian morals and ideas, and why should we not continue that? Why should we not continue that? Christian morals.
Okay, so you just
are
assert
superior.
this is what I'm saying. The Christians just say,
No.
"Oh, we invented
What was-
hospitals.
what-
we invented
why-
ancient
what-
Greek." Even though we weren't Greeks, but yeah.
is the United States was it founded on Christian morals?
Okay, speaking of founded, what language
No.
was the New
Answer
Testament
the
written in?
question.
What was
Answer the question.
No, you want to go?
Answer
you
the
wanna do
question.
history? Let's do the
Answer
history
the question.
thing. Let's do
Answer
the
the
history.
question.
Okay,
Answer
let's
the
do the
question.
history
Don't
thing.
run.
What
Don't
was
run.
America
I'm not gonna let
founded
you
on?
run.
You're saying, what
I'm
was
not gonna let
America
you
founded
run.
on?
Was
Yeah.
it founded on
I'm not running.
Christian values?
I'm right here, baby.
What?
I'm right beside you,
okay.
baby. But you won't.
Answer the question.
You won't keep looking. You won't keep looking.
Answer
okay?
the question.
Yeah. What was
Answer the
America
question.
founded on? Okay. It was founded on ancient Greek philosophy.
It was not
the Republic.
founded-
The Republic. Why is it called the Republic?
The people who founded America,
in ancient Greek,
the men who founded
called
America, what
the
did they base?
Republic.
What did they base?
And what principles
their
were
morals
used
on?
with this
What
whole
did they
state
base
and
the
the whole
morals
federal
on?
thing?
What did they base the morals
Exactly.
on?
Russia
So
was
if not
based on the same
Christian,
thing.
if
Yeah.
not Christian nationalism, what should we have,
my-
Teriak? Should we have Muslim controlled Sharia
See what I'm
law?
saying?
What
Such
should we have?
Weak sauce. Such weak sauce.
You can
But
keep
what I'm
saying that.
is-
I'm not hearing an argument.
No,
I'm not
you're
hearing an
the one
argument.
saying what was it founded on?
I'm not gonna,
Okay, and
can
then
you,
what is Christianity
do you
founded
believe,
on? Okay,
do
what
you
was Christianity
believe,
founded on?
Do you believe there should be separation of church and state?
You know, Mike turn to
Answer the
ask
question.
questions.
Do you believe?
I just got done answering your question.
Do
So,
they? No, you made an assertion.
what was-
You didn't answer my
what
question.
was the New Testament written
should there
The
be
New
a
Testament was
separation
written
of
in
church and
ancient
state?
Greek, by the way. So speaking of the ancient Greek,
should there
when
be
we
a
look about
separation of
founding
church and state?
principles to
You're not
America,
answering the question.
it was found.
You're not
It was
answering the
found
question.
based on
You're not answering the
Plato's
question.
Republic. Yeah.
You can say, okay, so answer the question, please. Should there be a separation of church and state?
Yes, sir.
They should be. Okay, so if a
same
Christian
way.
gets into wait, if a Christian gets into power and he is voted in, what should he vote on for his morals? Should he abandon his Christian morals and vote on something else, or how is he supposed to vote his morals if he is a Christian himself?
I wouldn't stop him from his more. Same way that Russia is a secular state as well.
Okay, so you don't have an answer. I'll give. Okay, great. So
Yeah,
since
so
you
it's
don't
not
have an
an
answer,
issue.
I'll give you the answer. There is no such thing as separation of church and state because every person, whether they're
there's
a
no
Jew
such thing.
or they're a Muslim, they're all going to vote on their moral framework, which is based on their religion. That's what's going to happen. So we already don't have really separation of church and state.
Okay. So you would have So you would have one sec because we're going Christian nationalism. I'm going to give you Christian nationalism. So you've no issue with Nala Ray because she's Christian now, and you said Christian nationalism. You didn't specify.
That's a red herring.
No, shut the
That's a
fuck
red
up.
herring.
Shut the fuck up.
That's a red
Nala
herring.
Ray is going.
You're going to use
the
OnlyFans
first-
to make your mom
No,
to make.
Nala
You're
Ray
using
is
OnlyFans to
going
make
to
your
lead
argument.
us
You're going
and
to use an
usher us into
OnlyFans whore to make your argument.
I'm giving you Christian nationalism, you motherfucker.
That's
you
not
don't like
Nala's
the,
Christian
you don't
nationalism.
Like the flavor.
Nala
You
is
don't like-
Christian
it was-
nationalism.
Yeah,
Are you
America was
retarded?
founded
There's
on
no way.
was America. One sec. Was America founded on Orthodoxy?
Was America founded on Nala's Christian?
It was founded on Protestantism, my dear friend. Use our 1% of the population. So like, I understand.
No. It was no. They were mostly theists. They were mostly theists. They were theists. They were theists. They were not necessarily Protestant. They were theists.
Oh, now it's not Christian. This whole thing you were giving me the spiel of America was founded on Christian principle. I put Nala Ray on the stage. I put Nicki Minaj on the stage, and now all of a sudden we got a sour taste of Christianity.
You can use like these fringe cases of the worst. That's of the my worst. Girl Nicki. That doesn't prove your argument.
That shit.
That doesn't prove your argument at all. You can use Nala if you want. Do you really think Nala is a fair representation? Wait. Do you think Nala is a fair representation of Christians? Yes or no?
He's Protestant.
No, that's not what I asked. Do you think she's a fair representation of what a Christian is? Silence. Don't really have an answer for that, do you? Don't really.
Is she Christian or not? Is she Christian or not?
That's not my answer. My question: is she a fair representation of what a Christian is? An OnlyFans whore that gets some water sprinkled on her.
The essence of my core question.
OnlyFans whore that gets a water sprinkled on her, and now she's
you're making my argument.
No. I'm not. No, I'm asking you a question. Yes. You need to define. Yes. You're using a fringe case to justify the whole. No. There can't be a true Scotsman. There can't be a no true Scotsman. No.
Yeah, which church are we basing this off, bro?
If you have a standard, there cannot be a no true Scotsman fallacy. So you're wrong. We have a standard. Okay, so what's the standard?
Is Protestantism? Is that the Christianity we're going with for America?
Trinitarian would be a good start. Following the Nicene Creed would be another good start.
The Unitarians have an issue with that one, bro.
There's many things that qualify you if you're a Christian or not. Just because you claim you're a Christian doesn't mean you are. Just like if a feminist, just like if a tranny claims they're a woman doesn't mean they are. Okay.
Would it not be better? Would it not be better for there to be a system that could encompass all these different flavors of Christianity, let them compete in the culture, and then whatever wins out in the culture, then we just have it like that. Well, that's basically the predominant culture, just like they have in Russia, where it's a secular state, but 67% of the population is Orthodox Christian. Unlike in America, where it's only 1%, but it's growing.
So you're for Christian nationalism now.
Yeah,
so you gave a path forward.
No, I'm for a secular system. Hang on a second. That's why I said that. One second. To draw a distinction, that the system I described there was a secular system that allowed all these different flavors to compete with each other.
It's okay for all these other ideologies to rule, and it's all okay for all these other ideologies to rule. Muslim, Jews, secularists, but Christians you have to sit in the shadows and hey guys, can we please? I don't know, maybe not have many abortions. No, that's weak shit. We need to teach Christians. We need to teach Christians that it's okay to not sit in the shadows and beg for their opportunity to actually rule. We need to actually have Christians stand up and actually take the country back to where it should be, where it was founded on Christian morals.
Yep. That's why we all have to. We all have to get behind Nicki Minaj.
Your secular worldview that you're pushing. Your secular worldview is how we get Nicki Minaj. Your secular worldview is how we get Nicki Minaj.
We all have to get on the same boat.
Your secular worldview
Nicki Minaj has a greater influence, so we're going to cheerlead Nicki Minaj.
This is how you get this. You are making my argument for me. This is exactly how we get Nicki Minaj with this secular worldview, with this egalitarian worldview. The ends justify the means. That's what you're putting forth. And I'm saying that Christians need to be okay with stepping into the light and saying, no, we're going to have standards, and we're going to use our collective votes, and we're going to put laws that protect Christian values, and there's nothing wrong with that. Give me a reason why that's wrong. Why is that wrong for Christians to do that, but it's not wrong for seculars to do this, Muslims to do this, Jews to do this? Explain to me why all of a sudden, just because it's Christians, now it's a problem. Explain to me why that's a problem.
I'm not saying it's wrong, and in my system, it's not wrong.
Well, then there you go. You just conceded the debate. It's not wrong.
I didn't, because in my system, it's a secular system where they can compete. And like I said, you can have the likes of Nicki Minaj doing the
secular system is how we get what we have,
and all this kind of shit. The shout outs on stage.
What we currently have.
She's doing UN speeches about Christians in Nigeria.
Yeah, this is how we get what we don't have a standard that we apply to actually say who is.
Which means standard. We do have a standard. The standard is that it's
according to your standard, Nala's a Christian. According to your standard, according to your standard, Nala's a Christian.
All these different branches of Christianity,
or your Christian. Okay, your standard. You just mentioned Nala. Is Nala a Christian?
Our girl Nikki.
Is Nala a Christian? Is Nala a Christian according to your standards? Is Nala a Christian according to your standards? Yes or no?
Well, is she Christian? Yes, that's the heart of my question.
I'm asking you.
Which flavor of Christianity?
I'm asking you.
Which flavor of Christianity are we doing?
You can say we have different flavors, but I guarantee you, across the board, there's going to be a lot of things that overlap more than that they don't. Okay?
Yes.
So
we have an objective system. Like a secular system that focuses on all the commonalities.
When you have a system like that, you can have Christians that
just focus on all the commonalities, not just within Christianity, but also within Buddhism and also within Islam and all shit, and a system that just focuses on doing that. That way you have you get the essence of the truth. Because if you had an accident that happened on the road or whatever, and all the 20 witnesses have different stories except for one fact that there was an orange car, then there was more than likely orange car involved.
You would have the feminist type Christians who are scared to actually step up and guide this country to a better moral future. You would have them sit in the shadows and let the secularists rule and let the Muslims rule. You would let the Muslims go all the way from Dearborn, Michigan to the state level, all the way to the government, and change the Constitution.
I've been one of the only motherfuckers who've been cheerleading on our girl Nicki Minaj, Barb's. She's been standing up for the Christians in Nigeria.
You know what would be a better approach is to have Christian nationalism to enforce these standards to where we don't have a bunch of degenerate Nicki Minaj going around and all these other knowledge going on.
You mean like all these Hollywood actresses that are now all of a sudden talking about Christianity and how they found Christ, and like Taylor Swift, the leading female artist, talk about having a white picket fence, having a basketball hoop in the driveway, having the whole block looking like you, having a couple kids on shit.
You can name a ton of fringe cases where these people they're Christians and they claim to be Christians and they do horrible shit that doesn't account for the whole standard that Christians have shared values. You can look at Catholicism and Orthodoxy. Between the two of them, that's the largest Christian demographic in the world.
And
if the Catholics and the Orthodox alone, that would be a massive force in order to push these pro-Christian values and get these things in place and lead the country to a better future instead of sitting on the side and letting everything go to shit. You would have these Christians retire to the shadows and let people do whatever they want and let the secularists rule, let the Muslims rule. That's exactly what you're espousing here.
No,
it's
what I'm saying is let it be a system where all the ideas get played out, because, like I said, what I have to keep reminding you is there's different flavors. There's different flavors of Christianity, because I would remind you of the north of Ireland. Like, explain the north of Ireland. They were all Christians. Explain the north of Ireland. Explain the troubles.
Does the majority?
They were all Christians, bro.
How many people does the majority of America identify as Christians? Does the majority of Americans identify as Christians?
Explain the troubles.
Answer the question. Does the majority of Americans identify as Christians?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Okay.
And so did Northern Ireland.
By your standard.
And so was Northern Ireland.
By your standard.
So was Northern Ireland. And so was Northern Ireland. They were all Christians. By your standard,
if you want to expand this and let the masses rule, then the Christians would win out. So I would have Christian nationalism.
Christians win out, and then what? You have Northern Ireland, where you have Protestants versus Catholics, or one denomination versus another denomination.
At least we would have.
So you need to have an objective system that maintains the focus on the commonalities.
No. This is the same argument of having. I'll explain. You're making the same argument that we see a lot on the right, where let me explain. If you shut up, I'll tell you. You have all these different people who identify as right-wing conservative, and they have all these minor things they don't agree about, and there's a bunch of infighting where actually they agree more across the board on more things they disagree. So if they united and they actually put up a good fight in the ballot box and in the government, we would see a better progress towards a more conservative country. But what you're saying is, we have all these Christians. Christians agree on a vast majority of issues.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. And like I said, my whole system is based on focus on the commonalities, not just within Christianity, but also within other religions and other just different worldviews.
Yeah, no, let other religions have their own. Let other religions go.
Yeah, and let them compete. Yeah, let them compete in the culture.
No, let them have their other countries. America was founded on Christian morals. Let America be Christian based. What's wrong with that? Explain to me one reason why America should not be Christian based.
The Troubles, Northern Ireland.
The what? Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
So you're bringing up a country that's not even America, doesn't have our structure,
I'm bringing up a Christian nation.
So you're comparing.
We're all supposed to be kumbaya.
You're comparing apples to oranges. So your argument is for this other country. Oh, hey, it didn't work, but are they similar to the United States? Well, no. Are they same size? No. Do they have the same government? No. Were they founded on Christian?
You're doing whatever you can to not talk about Christians.
I'm not. I've been talking about Christians the whole time. You've been bringing up Nala and
I bring up
Nicki
Minaj. You don't care about the Nigerian Christians, and then you don't care about the Irish Christians. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about American. Is this a debate about Nigeria or is this a debate about America?
Okay, well, talk about America. Talk about you what the persecutions. I think it was the Catholics going mad with the Protestants going mad with the Catholics. This is why different states have to have different denominations.
What's your point?
Yeah,
what's your point?
This is what I'm saying. In terms of Christian nationalism, you want to say we just rule on Christian nationalism. We all have the quote unquote same ethics, all this kind of shit. That doth butter no parsnips.
We have similar. Do the majority of Christians view abortion as bad, or are they pro-life?
Well, bro, you need to explain to me why the fuck 40% of Christians.
No. Answer the question.
That's 40% of Americans that identify as Christians.
Do the majority of Christians,
which means they vote for abortion?
Do the majority of Christians view abortion as murder? Are they pro-life?
They do. Yes. I will be good.
So your point is moot. Mm-hmm. Your point is moot.
How is my point moot? How is my point moot?
Because you're making an argument that all these Christians are going to have all this
40% of Christians vote for Democrats, which means they have no issue voting for abortion.
So you're saying that just because the voting bloc
I'm saying statistics.
It has a split in it, that's the reason why we shouldn't have Christian nationalism. How does that make any sense? You're saying that's not. You're basically making you're making an argument that there's not a clean path forward, so we shouldn't even fucking do it. That's what you're making an argument for.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the clean path forward is having an objective system that makes sure that all these different denominations focus on the commonalities, not the differences.
We already have.
That's why even Russia, even Mother Russia, is secular.
We already have a blueprint to lead the nation with a system that works. So why should we go and adopt all these other secular, Muslim, Jewish ways of doing things? Why should we go for all these other religions and accommodate them when the country was not founded on these principles?
Well, you can go to the vote, and that's the beautiful thing about the secular nation. You can go and vote that shit at the polls.
Go vote. Okay, so if I collectivize, okay, let's go with that. If I collectivize with the majority of Christians and we vote based on our interest, then under
and you want to turn America into the Byzantine Empire, go right ahead, buddy.
It would still
go right ahead.
Yeah, it lasted over 1,000 years.
I will not lose one wink of sleep.
It lasted over 1,000 years, didn't it, Teriak? So this is a comparison to America.
Make Rome great again. Make Persia great again.
A little experiment compared to the Byzantine Empire based on how long it lasted. So you're making my point again. Do you know which side you're debating? You're bringing up all these things for my side. I don't think you really
that's what I'm saying. In my system, in my system, you can have that. You can have you can resurrect
just because you have but
in your system you can't.
You still haven't given me a reason why we shouldn't. Even under your own system, we can collectivize as Christians and still have Christian nationalism if we all decide that we want to do it. So then what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, because it's based on Plato's Republic.
What's wrong with that?
This is what we started on.
Answer the question. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, because it's based on Plato's Republic. So you can have a Sparta, you can have an Athens, you can have a Corinth, you can have all these different spices.
You're doing a nice little sidestep here. The question: what's wrong with that? Even under your system, if we collectivize as Christians for our interest, what's wrong?
I will say it again for the kids in the back. I have no issue with that. That's the beauty of Plato's Republic.
Well, then that's the debate right there. There's nothing. You don't have a reason. Debate. You don't have a reason to stop this.
Is Plato Christian?
I would probably say no. I don't know.
No. Okay, so Plato's Republic is not Christian. Alhamdulillah.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
That's what America's based on. The reason why you have states and a federal.
It's not. You're talking about a government system that has certain.
America,
the United States,
yeah,
the United States
a government
is
system
a
that's independent of the religious structure.
The government system in the United States is a collection of many
structures.
different systems. Okay, it has socialist programs in it. It has democratic processes. It has constitutional republic in it. So just because you have this one piece doesn't mean that's not what the morals of the country was founded on. Okay. Would you agree?
Just because you have the morals of the country does not mean that determines.
And
the
what dictates?
it
does it?
The laws of the country.
Oh, it does it. Okay, so the morals of a country that people subscribe to does not dictate how the country is ran.
Yeah.
No.
majority Americans are Christians. Would you say that it's being run as a Christian nation?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so
is that a yes or a no?
That's a wild ass claim. That's a fucking wild ass.
Is that
claim.
a yes or no?
So,
Mo? Majority. Mo. Majority of Americans are Christian. Is it being run as a Christian nation?
Not currently. No.
No, exactly.
But you haven't.
So,
you haven't given.
We got there.
That has nothing to do with my point. That has nothing to do with my point. You haven't given me a reason why we shouldn't collectivize and do it. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but you can do that in a secular system.
No, you can't. Because the secular system is always going to have egalitarian views in mind. Yeah, they're not going to have. They're not going to have Christian moral in mind. And you just claimed. Just claimed that a country is not dictated by its morals of the people who run it. How can you prove that, sir? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how a government is not is? Okay, I would love to hear this. Give me tell me how this happens.
So if let's say you had like an even spread of like every single state and every single like district, all this kind of shit was 51% Orthodox, whatever Christianity you want, right? And you're constantly like, why would you even need to make it a law if you're like, we always have the majority anyway? You wouldn't need to make a law. That's not
going against my point. If that was
that's
the
what
case,
I'm saying. In my secular system, you can have everything you want. You wouldn't even need to waste time on your kind of shit.
No.
But in your one, you didn't have to.
I'll let it get to 22 minutes to see if we have a solo judge. Last call for solo judge.
So a secular worldview is always going to lean towards secular viewpoints. All right. So if you try to inject that, yes, necessarily. When have we ever?
As a Christian, if you perceive that Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, then in terms of like, and the secular system wants to orientate itself in the pursuit of truth. I
love the fact that even under this shitty system you tried to inject, Christians would still win.
Yeah, this is why Andrew Wilson can make like literally tsunami level waves in the culture by making secular arguments. He never has to bring Christianity into it. He never has to like Bible preach and Bible thumping.
Is this a debate on how Andrew Wilson debates?
Secular arguments.
Is this a debate on how Andrew Wilson debates, or is this on Christian nationalism?
Oh my God.